Welcome to Balboa Park, a true treasure to America's finest city. This next year is a big one. We are celebrating the centennial in the park, and from concert series to other special events, there is something for everybody. I'm Courtney Dwyer. Coming up on the next Cox San Diego Connection, more about Balboa Park and this special anniversary. Welcome to beautiful Balboa Park. We are here at the Plaza de Panama with Ranger Kim Duclo. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here with us. 33 years, a park ranger here. You must love it here.
Yeah, I do. I've been a ranger for 20 years and I worked about 13 years in various museums.
Okay.
33 years.
What is it about Balboa Park that is so special to you and to San Diego?
Well, I think it's such a special place to people that live here because it has that history where people have maybe gone here with their parents. They maybe bring their children here, at least that's my case. And it's this kind of wonderful place that's both a mirror and a window. It reflects San Diego. I think people visiting from around the world, really, if they want to learn about our region, there's no better place you can go. And then for us lucky San Diegans that get to come here a lot, it's kind of a window to the world because of all the cultural institutions and all the performing arts places. You can really learn about the entire world just by coming here to Balboa Park.
Tell us a little bit about what you do on a daily basis as a park ranger.
I think I'm lucky because I have one of the last generalist jobs in the world. We're so specialized now, but I get to do a little bit of everything. I do a little bit of law enforcement, a lot of interpretation, some resource management, and also liaison work with all the different other groups that are in and around the park. So I come to work each day with sort of a plan. I think I'm going to do this today, and invariably you can throw that out the window and I ended up just doing something I never even imagined I was going to do, but it's always exciting.
For people who live in San Diego, you talk to people and they always seem to have a spot or a place in Balboa Park that means something special to them. Do you have a special spot? Is there a place you visit more frequently than others maybe? I probably have a few. One that I really love, and maybe people would go, oh yeah, and it's on one of the horses of the carousel here, because one of the first things I ever did in this park was ride the carousel over 50 years ago, and it's still one of the last places you can still grab for the brass ring, and I love to go there. But you know, there's places of quiet contemplation in the botanical building, and then again I worked at about a dozen museums in the park, so there's little niches in each of the museums that I really love, and it's usually like sort of the quiet, more out of the way places. What about history here? Because there is so much history. Speaking of this special year that we're going to be celebrating, is there a historic spot that means something special to you? Well,
there's so many, and of course we're celebrating the centennial of the first exposition, but there are actually two areas in the park that even predate that, the Marston House and then this wonderful historic fountain that's over in the Golden Hill side of the park were actually built in the early 1900s, and they're both in a craftsman style. And they're just a wonderful place to kind of, again, this park sort of mirrors the history of the region. So you can go through different places and see things from the turn of the century, from the 30s, from the World War II era, and right up to the present day, just about everywhere you turn.
We are celebrating something special this year, a big centennial celebration here at Balboa Park. For those who aren't familiar with, the park and what's going to be happening this year, tell us what we can expect in the later half of this year.
Well, and again, the Panama, California Exposition, which happened 100 years ago, is really a key point, not only for Balboa Park, but really our entire region. And it was sort of, this was all one place before that event and something completely different afterwards. And so it's really all of the buildings, all this wonderful Spanish colonial revival architecture is largely the result of this exposition, and then this incredible array of plantings. We have over 1,000 different kinds of trees growing here in the park, and between 1911 and 1913 they planted 2 million plants just in and around these areas where the museums currently reside, because they wanted to make it look like this wonderful romantic sort of city where people were coming to enjoy. This year we are celebrating both the past, but I think importantly looking forward to the next 100 years and seeing how we can be good custodians of this wonderful place that we all love so much, and make sure that future generations get as much enjoyment out of it as we had. The best thing that I can see is that all the different organizations have really come together in a kind of collegial atmosphere and are working cooperatively to present the best park that we can for everybody. And that's really something that's kind of a game changer, I think.
Yeah, definitely. You get asked a lot of questions, I'm sure, as a park ranger. Any funny ones that come to mind that people seem to ask a lot?
Oh gosh, well, a lot of people I think rightfully ask, where can I find like an image of Balboa in Balboa Park? And I think some people maybe think we're named after Rocky Balboa or something, I don't know. And there really isn't too much imagery of the park, so that's a constant sort of thing. The whole reason I ultimately became a ranger is when I was working in museums, I'd get stopped almost every day on my lunch hour as people would go, how do you get to this museum, or where's a bathroom or something? And I try and help them out, and I sort of had this epiphany, and I said, this park needs park rangers. And gosh, I would be a perfect person for that job. So I actually wrote down a small letter to the then mayor and thought, I'm going to create a job for myself. Well, lo and behold, there'd actually been a park ranger in the park for several years prior to that. I didn't even know about that. And so I ran behind the truck and flagged that person down one day and said, how can I do what you're doing? And ultimately, I was given my dream job. So
here you are. Anything special you want to leave our viewers with today as we close this segment? Anything special about Balboa Park that really means something special to you?
Well, I think I always want people to remember, even though this is a place where we have big gala events and some of the most prominent citizens come here and rightfully celebrate things, this is a park for all San Diegans. This is your park, and we hope you take pride in it, and we hope you remember that it's always here for you. And in addition to being really a travel spot for people around the world, it's kind of your great neighborhood park too, and come out and enjoy it.
All right, Ranger Kim Duclo, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for what you're doing here in the park. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Pleasure to be with you. Thank you so much.
All right, more about the Balboa Park Centennial, all the celebrations ahead. That's coming up next. I'm Audra Stafford with Broadway San Diego. Pippin is headed here to the San Diego Civic Theater for the first time since it thrilled audiences 40 years ago when it made its premiere on Broadway starring Ben Vereen. Pippin features a beloved score by Wicked composer Stephen Schwartz. It also features dazzling choreography in the style of Bob Fosse and breathtaking acrobatics, all to tell the story of a young prince on a death-defying journey to find meaning in his existence. Will he choose a happy but simple life, or will he risk it all for a singular flash of glory? Pippin was the most nominated Broadway show of 2013, and it won 4 Tony Awards that year, including Best Revival of a Musical. For more information on Pippin, visit BroadwaySD.com.
Welcome back to the zoo. And we're gonna go. I wanted to make a. Boom!
Table's on fire.
The table's on fire?
Yes. Look at the tablecloth.
Well, I see that melting, but is it still there?
Yes, there's
Wait.
flames.
Same Old Sam, brand new shows.
Welcome back to Balboa Park. We have a very special year here at the park celebrating the centennial, and the perfect man now to join us and tell us about all the celebrations taking place, Michael Ruiz, Balboa Park 2015 District Manager. Hello, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now. This is a very busy year for you.
It's been just a wonderful year for the city of San Diego and really for the whole region of San Diego. My job is really to help facilitate everything to do with the centennial, from projects to events to promotions, anything that helps to elevate, celebrate, and promote Balboa Park. This is the 100-year anniversary of the Panama, California Exposition, not the 100-year anniversary of Balboa Park. So we really want to help educate people and remind them how wonderful Balboa Park is and all there is here to discover.
One of the big events that's actually happening right now that people can take advantage of is the music series through this summer. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Centennial Music Series is this great sort of combination of traditional events here in Balboa Park as well as special events for the Centennial. You know, we have our 35-year tradition of Twilight in the Park every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You know, we have the International Organ Festival on Monday nights, and then the special Centennial component, the Music in the Park series right here in the Plaza de Panama, bringing free music every Saturday from 1 to 2. And then we just had our Make Music Day. And it was the first time we brought Make Music Day to Balboa Park. It happens in 700 cities all through the world. We brought it to Balboa Park just for the Centennial.
And it was a big success, right?
It was a huge success.
It means we have to do it again, right?
Fingers crossed.
Hey, talk to us a little bit about the International Film Festival. That's going to be extra special this year.
Perfect timing. This Thursday will be the kickoff of the Outdoor International Film Series. So it's a collaboration between 3 film festivals here in San Diego, the Asian, Italian, and Latino film festivals, and support from SDG&E. We've been able to bring free movies to the Oregon Pavilion stage. So just as the sun comes down, you can join you and your closest, hopefully 1,000 best friends, and we're kicking it off with Bollywood, love story, the best love story in history. And then we go on through the film festival every Thursday night.
Another thing that I've actually been hearing about a lot lately is the Maker Fair. This isn't until October, but already getting a lot of hype. Tell us what this is exactly, how people can get involved, and why you don't want to miss out.
Oh, absolutely. Much like the Spring Signature event and the Garden Party of the Century, the Maker Fair, you know, the Garden Party was really looking at the history and the past of Balboa Park, whereas the Maker Fair, it's focusing on the innovation and where San Diego is going into the future. So it's really focusing on the next best of San Diego. Innovators, makers, you know, people who have utilized innovation in a way that has never been thought of before to create something with their own imagination that is unique and truly San Diegan.
That's special because that's so much of our focus nowadays too, and what a great way to bring San Diegans together for that too.
Oh, it's a 2-day event, October 3rd and 4th, and it's both indoors and outdoors, so there'll be activities both outside that the family can enjoy, and there'll be a ticketed component throughout all the institutions. So right here in the Plaza de Panama, you'll be greeted by a giant robot. I think it's about 50 feet tall. It's tall. So we're excited about that.
Very neat. And last but certainly not least, and it sounds funny to talk about December nights right now in the middle of summer, but December nights is something you guys prepare for all year long. It's going to be extra special this year because of the Centennial. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. Just as last year in 2014, December nights help us kick off the Centennial celebration for this year. December nights this year will be our culmination of you know, the park and the community coming together. And you know, we don't have snow in San Diego, but it's the best closest thing to bringing in the holidays is December nights. And you know, it's a 2-day event. There's performances all over the park, and don't eat before you come to the park because you can explore the international cottages and get your fill of world cuisine.
I always tell people if you've never been, it is definitely something you have to go to at least once, and then you'll be hooked. You'll come back every year.
It's become a tradition for so many families, December nights, and you know, I always come because for me it's really how you kick off the holidays.
Michael, I know that you are a native San Diegan. What is it about Balboa Park that is so special to you?
It's the unexpected discoveries that, I mean, I've been in the park for 20 years. You know, I grew up here in San Diego, but it's those things that I turn around a corner and there's a musician playing, or there's a juggler, or there's a proposal happening. Just last week I was walking down the Prado and there was a couple in the middle of a proposal. These are those unexpected gems that no matter what time of day that you come to the park, you're going to experience.
Anything else you want to share with our viewers about this year, about Balboa Park, or about what it means to you?
If you haven't been to the park for a long time, it's really an opportunity for you to rediscover the park. If you've never been to the park, I guarantee you're going to discover things that you've never imagined are right in your backyard. And it's really the community that makes this park alive and will carry it on into the next 100 years.
Michael Ruiz, Balboa Park 2015 District Manager, thank you so much for joining us and of course for everything you are doing here in the park.
Oh, thank you.
All right, still ahead, we're going to introduce the Explorer Pass. We're going to give you all the details on that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Southern California, for voting for the 2015 Cox Conserves hero, Jordan Ben-Sheyan. Jordan volunteers with multiple organizations to help raise public awareness of environmental needs and encourages others to live a sustainable life.
I get the opportunity to go into the community and meet a variety of people and see how we can work together towards finding solutions for our environmental problems.
Congratulations to Jordan and our other 2 finalists. And thank you once again to our partners and sponsors.
I can't wait to make new friends, to go on an adventure, to explore new worlds, to have fun. I can't wait to be a Girl Scout. Start the fun now. Join Girl Scouts today at joingirlscouts.com.
Do your children have what they need to succeed in school? Students with a computer and internet at home have a higher graduation rate than those without. And while more teachers assign homework online, having internet access at home is critical to the education and future of our youth. If your child is part of the National School Lunch Program and you have not had Cox Internet, you may qualify for the Connect to Compete program to get discounted internet service. Call 855-222-3252 or visit connecttocompete.org/Cox to apply.
Welcome back to the beautiful Plaza de Panama here in Balboa Park, continuing our conversation about the Balboa Park Centennial Celebration. Our next guest, Peter Comiskey, Director of Balboa Park Cultural Partnership. Hello.
Hello, Courtney. How are you today?
I'm well, thank
Fantastic.
you. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for coming to the park.
Well, we're happy to be here. What a beautiful day it is.
It's gorgeous.
Let's talk a little bit about the Balboa Park Cultural Partnership. I'm sure a lot of people out there are not exactly familiar with what it is or what it does. Tell us about it.
The Balboa Park Cultural Partnership is the collaborative arm and collective voice for 29 different cultural organisations within Balboa Park. Balboa Park's impacted by, goodness, almost 120 different non-profit organisations, and we work with about 29 of those.
Something extra special people can take advantage of right now is the Explorer Pass. I'm hearing a lot about this. It's a special pass to have this year and years to come. Tell us about it.
Well, that's exactly right. If you've ever come to Balboa Park and you know how wonderful the museums are here, there are 17 different museums, and anyone who holds a Balboa Park Explorer an annual pass can get general admission for free for the full 12 months. We have families, seniors, adults, every type of pass you could imagine. It's excellent value, and you get to see all of these museums anytime you want. Forget about parking problems, forget about when you want to come, just drop in and learn about the museums. It's really wonderful.
You had me at parking. Tell us a little bit about how the partnership is helping to contribute to the celebration this year.
So the Balboa Park Cultural Partnership has a number of ways that we work with the institutions. So all of the member museums are independent organisations in their own right. We simply help them work together, and we simply help with those big collaborative programs. So there are a number of different events we're doing, and the Explorer Pass is a very good example of that. But in addition to that, we're also doing a really extravagant, wonderful Maker Fair starting this October and continuing every October onwards, which is just an opportunity for people to see anyone who makes anything special. It's a really difficult thing to explain, but there'll be over 200 amazing makers, 12-foot robots. We did a great launch with the mayor for our press event here. So 12-foot robots, a big battle pond tank where different little warships, model warships, will fire at each other, and that can be controlled by the guests.
but that's embedded within the museums. So it's that opportunity for us to get people into the organizations, into the museums, and also enjoy this amazing outdoor space.
You spend a lot of time here, obviously. Tell us a little bit about what makes Balboa Park special to you or unique to you.
I'm from a museum background, I'm from a science museum background, a science centre background, and nowhere in the country have I seen this type of concentration of cultural experiences in such an amazing environment. So people can come here and enjoy the park, but by goodness, there are so many amazing cultural organisations that they can also participate in that are just a walk away. Other cities have lots of cultural organisations too, but generally you'll be jumping in a car and driving to them.
Peter, you guys are kind of making it your goal to really enhance the visitor experience, not just this year, but for the years to come. Tell us a little bit about how you're doing that.
So the guest experience is really important to us, and the work within Balboa Park and making sure that it's maintained so well is very, very important. But in addition, all of our members are bringing in great travelling exhibitions, great programs, and then we want to make sure with things like Explorer, you can now come along and just sample one of the museums you might not even have thought you'd love, and maybe that'll be something you fall in love with or your kids fall in love with.
We're talking a lot about this year because of the celebrations, the centennial, but what does the future for Balboa Park look like?
The future for Balboa Park is so bright. Not just the cultural partnership, but all of the other groups that impact the park in some way. Everyone's about making sure our guests have a wonderful time. So the museums will keep getting better and better exhibitions. The park will keep getting better and better programs. We'll do more and more events. And then this park is it is now and will continue to be an amazing destination, an amazing location, not just for the people of San Diego, but for people throughout the country.
Peter, anything else you'd like to add?
Oh no, that's been fantastic.
All right, Peter, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for what you're doing. This is a special year, and the future is bright. You hit it on the head when you said that.
Very
Perfect.
much so.
All right, we have our next guest coming up, a special guest from the San Diego Zoo. You won't want to miss that. Coming right back.
Hello, I'm Cian Guerra, and I'm here with Rylan Madison, Cox Communications Director of Marketing, where we're talking about the Contour app. Rylan, tell us a little bit about what our customers can do with this app.
Absolutely, Cian. So here we have an iPad. We've got Contour set up on it. I go ahead and launch Contour. Contour lets you set up different profiles. So we're just going to go into my profile right now, and I'll select my profile, bring that up. And what it allows you to do is within your home, watch TV. So I'll click Guide. And here I can see a real-time guide of what's playing, also what's coming up. So I'm going to scroll down here and you can see it's very fluid. It has poster art embedded in it, as well as short descriptions. So HGTV, income property, select that. And now it's tuning to this channel, and there it is. This is the live show playing right now. If I select just tapping on the screen anywhere, I can bring up more information. I can also set my DVR to record, so I can record this show if I don't have time to watch it, or record other shows that are happening in the future. Or say for instance I start this show someplace in the house, like in the kitchen, I can move to my family room where I have a TV set and press watch on TV, and it will start right where I left off of my iPad and start it playing on my TV set. Just that easy.
So many great options on how to watch TV today. For more information, visit Cox.com.
Thank you, Southern California, for voting for the 2015 Cox Conserves hero, Jordan Ben-Sheyan. Jordan volunteers with multiple organizations to help raise public awareness of environmental needs and encourages others to live a sustainable life.
I get the opportunity to go into the community and meet a variety of people and see how we can work together towards finding solutions for our environmental problems.
Congratulations to Jordan and our other two finalists, and thank you once again to our partners and sponsors.
Welcome back to the Plaza de Panama here in beautiful Balboa Park. We have a treat for all of you animal lovers. Rick Schwartz, the one of the animal care supervisors, I should say, from the San Diego Zoo and the ambassador for the San Diego Zoo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. We're going to start by just having you tell us a little bit about what you do as a supervisor, as an ambassador. You have quite the title.
It is quite the title, and it's quite the job. I feel that I am ridiculously lucky in what I get to do. I couldn't have written a better script for my life. I absolutely love working with animals. My education, my background, my work history at the zoo started as a keeper. So all of that is animal and biology and zoology based, but I love also sharing what I know and sharing what I do. So my ambassador role for the organization allows me to travel the nation and even the world really, telling people about the great things at the zoo, but also our conservation projects all around the world.
What is a typical day like for you then? Or is there a typical day?
There's no typical day. I mean, like, today's a great example. I started off in the office this morning. I'm here talking to you right now, here in the middle of Balboa Park. And then I'll be back in the office later and probably at the zoo as well. But you know, other days, sometimes I'm at the zoo and the safari park. Some days I'm flying to New York to talk to people over there about what we do, or planning a trip to Africa, who knows.
That is a pretty special job. We have you here today because we're obviously talking about Balboa Park, the centennial celebrations, and the San Diego Zoo. I think you and I had talked about this earlier. You go anywhere in the world and people know the San Diego Zoo. What makes our zoo so special? How has it earned such a great reputation?
Well, you know, like Balboa Park, currently 100 years old. The zoo in 1916 started, so 2016 will hit 100 also. And in those 100 years, the San Diego Zoo from the beginning with Dr. Harry Wegeforth founding it, he traveled the world early on in the early 1900s, talking to other zoos, bartering for exchanges for animals to help show and care for them. So it was one of those things where from the beginning, other zoos around the world knew about the San Diego Zoo because there's this crazy guy, Dr. Harry Wegeforth, visiting everybody. And he brought back the best elements of each place he visited and brought it back here to San Diego and really put us on the map for being a one-of-a-kind spectacular zoo to really learn about those animals and be able to see them without the bars and the concrete bunkers and that sort of thing. With that being the beginning of the zoo so early, we've kind of continued on that arc of being in the forefront, being a leader in what we do for animal care. And then, you know, in the 1950s and 60s, when other zoos were still showing animals, we kind of started realizing there's not sort of an endless amount of animals in the world. And that's when the idea of, you know, breeding programs started, and our conservation efforts as well in the 1960s and 70s birthed really the safari park to the north, and was this opportunity to really showcase animals in a whole new way and also focus on conservation. So with that, San Diego Zoo has been well known around the world for a long time and just continues to grow.
There's a lot to be proud of at the San Diego Zoo. Is there something though that stands out to you, something that's extra special to you?
You know, I think you're right. There's a lot of things that are really special, not only about the zoo, but about the organization, San Diego Zoo Global, the nonprofit that runs it. But for me, having started as a keeper and having worked with there on grounds with people day in and day out, and now going out into the world, whether it's a children's hospital or you know, another zoo, what really I think is so special about what we do and about the zoo, and even other zoos honestly, is the connection. So many people do not get a chance to normally see these animals on a daily basis. Animals from around the world can be seen in one day right here at the San Diego Zoo, and to see people make that connection, their eyes light up, they lean in, they want to learn more. That's something special. You know, as humans, I really think we desire to reconnect with nature, and that's something we can offer.
This is obviously a very special year for Balboa Park. Anything big happening at the zoo? Any celebrations we should look forward to?
Oh, most certainly. You know, as Balboa Park kind of rolls out of its 100-year celebration this year, we're going to roll into the zoo's 100-year celebration. Already at this time on our website, we're inviting people to share some of their history of the zoo with us as well by helping us post pictures from all the years past. So you can go to sandiegozoo.org and look for our 100-year celebration web link. And you can go see everything that's already been posted, but you can add yours as well if you'd like for submission, and with little stories of what you remember the history of your time there at the zoo. And as we then roll in further to 2016, there are going to be celebrations, different party events, all sorts of great things for our members as well. So it's kind of a stay tuned thing right now. I don't want to give too much away. And of course, you know, we're always so very active on social media, so we're going to be doing some celebrations there as well.
That's a good tease. I like that.
Yeah,
we go to the zoo a lot with my family, so I like all that.
Excellent.
Rick, anything else you want to add for our viewers today who are watching, who are looking forward to maybe planning a trip to the zoo or planning a trip to Balboa Park? Anything you want to offer them right now?
Well, you know, I think sometimes living here in San Diego, we take for granted some of the really awesome things we have here. I know myself, I don't go to the beach nearly as much as I should. I come here a lot because I work here, and I love it. It's so special. And getting to travel our nation and travel the world like I do, I really have a strong appreciation for what Balboa Park offers San Diegans, and especially our zoo. So I would say for everyone, just come on down and enjoy it.
Very well put. Rick Schwartz, thank you so much, Animal Care Supervisor and Ambassador for the San Diego Zoo. We really appreciate your time. We know you're busy, so thank you for being here with us. Well, we covered a lot of ground today. For more information on Balboa Park or any of the topics we covered today, just go to our website, 4sd.com. I'm Courtney Dwyer. Thank you so much for joining us.